alternative, a divine attraction. Special disappear who been where they aspire to detour them to show a path that's higher. A profitable outcome, pleasing to God's sight, benefiting the 99%, shining a guiding light. Generational turnaround, open doors wide for more people to thrive. No one left behind, seeking truth, unraveling the why. One wrong decision to turn around, we defy. Generational turnaround, a podcast of truth, bringing undeniable proof. In a world where decisions cast a shadow, generational turnaround, we rise to follow. For the young, the purpose denied, we bring.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Generational Turnaround Podcast, where we seek the truth and then we bring you the proof. And the proof is in our guests, the guests that we choose, and they are professionals in their fields. Today, I'm going to bring my sidekick. I have to get Suelo up here. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hey, Suelo.
Hey, Miss Judy, how's it and everyone else? How you doing, Miss Judy? How's
Oh,
everybody else doing?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed. And I'm so happy to be on here with you today. And I'm going to be on here on Thursdays and Fridays. I have decided that Thursday, Friday is for the podcast, and Sunday is for the Generational Turnaround Show. And on Sunday, me and Suelo are here, and we are talking about disability unplugged. But today, we're going to be talking about the generational difference between the generational and the parents and how they choose to communicate, but how us as parents, we're old school. We want a different time. But I know times are different. So I got some. Did you get the questions I gave you, Suelo?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, what I did was I picked 5 questions that I thought you as parents may have those same questions as we do. And I did a little research to try and find out what is the way that we can communicate. We can find that happy medium, but we can't find that happy medium unless we know what, why, how, and can we kind of meet in the middle with our young folks and our children. Okay, I'm gonna bring this first one out, Suelo. Okay, what are the main difference in communication styles between parents and children today? Now I'm gonna tell you what the research came. It says parents often prefer, we know, face-to-face conversations or phone calls, value, valuing we want that personal connection. But while teenagers tend to favor digital communication methods that like texting and social media, this shift can lead to misunderstanding. Yeah, that's true. But as parents, we may interpret a lack of response as disinteresting. I'm gonna throw in disrespect, while children may see texting as a casual and efficient way to communicate. What do you think about that, Suelo? What's your take on that? Do you agree?
Well, I do. I do. Especially like when it comes to the parenting part and how they want to communicate. The parents they they want that phone call, the text messages, and how, like you said, how this says, how the younger generation, how they do want to communicate. Oh, I'll just send you a text to let you know I'm okay. Well, that's not good enough, because anyone can send a text, especially with how AI is now. Anyone can record your voice, send that message,
There you
and
go.
we never know. It's just parents, they just want to
Personal.
know
You
I'm
want that
okay.
personal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just like you just said, and I know parents, some parents maybe not hip on that, but AI can send the text and they be God knows where. We don't know where our kids are.
Yes.
But I know they have these trackers and everything, but that's not good enough. But how do we meet them in the middle there somewhere? Can we find a way that we don't just throw away the new what's going on right now, the way that they communicate, plus still have our what we believe and what we want? How can we find a happy medium there?
Well, I'm gonna tell you how I found mine. My
Okay.
son knows he has a certain amount of time that I can go without hearing his voice. And if it's past that time, he knows that there's a problem. And like I said, he will be 34 in June. But his thing is, he's like, okay, I better go ahead and call, because if not, those kids know I will send the police for a welfare check.
Eh,
Yes, I will. I will send the police for a welfare check. So if you don't want the police coming knocking on your door, because you know the type of parent I am, and like I said, I'm a village parent. I don't have my biologicals, but
mhm.
I love all my village children like they are my own. And if I don't hear from them, the police are coming.
Oh, excuse me. Take it up.
Okay. But just like I was trying to tell, who was it? We were having this conversation, a couple of weeks ago. Someone and myself, it was they were saying, oh, well, you know what, we don't have to do that, you know which I used to do back in the day. We don't have to report. And I'm like, it's not about reporting. It's about letting your parents know that you are okay, because human trafficking is very, very real out there. Human trafficking is a very serious thing right now. So we have to be very careful and mindful and understand the importance of letting our family know. Even though if you don't talk to your family, you still need to let someone know that you are okay, because when you look at some of the news, and some of these people, they've been missing for many, many years, and it's just because nobody called to check on them and say, are you okay? So it's still important, because if you come up missing and nobody knows, you don't want to be a Jane Doe or a John Doe laying in the morgue and just waiting for somebody to come identify you. So
Well,
yeah,
you know what?
that call is important.
It's important, and I don't think that we should change our way, what we want and expect from them, because parents are giving in a lot, and we don't, even though we don't want to, we're kind of shifting to trying to be cool like that. But there's some things that we should not change. That some things that we should demand, and I don't ask from much from you, but this I'm not changing. I'm not giving in. I need you to call me. I need you to I need to see your face. I need you to FaceTime me. So now that's one way that we can say we in the technology too. Yeah, we may not be that into the technology, but I like that part. I like that you can call me and I can see your face.
And that's what a lot of, I want to say, elderly people, they love that, the FaceTime.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they are into. They will stay on FaceTime with those grandbabies and those great grandbabies all day long, all every chance
Yes.
they get, just talking on FaceTime.
Mm-hmm.
That's a wonderful thing. That
That's
is a
the
wonderful thing.
closest you
But
can
it's
be
something about the
to being there.
conversation. I don't know. It's something about when they pick up their phone. It's like, and it's like in the middle of the conversation, these kids say, "Well, do you want to FaceTime?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay." It's like we don't want to just hear your voice. We want to see you.
Yeah,
So that is, I muted myself. That is the younger generation, and that is a good thing.
that's a good
It's
thing.
yes, it is. It is.
Well, my second question is, how can parents effectively engage their children in a conversation? It's kind of piggybacking off of what we were already talking about, but it says parents can start by being open to their children preferred communication channels, asking questions via text, or engaging in conversation during casual activities like driving can create a comfortable environment. It's important to listen effectively and avoid interrupting to demonstrate genuine interest in their thoughts and feelings. I'm not completely sure about what it's saying about driving. I don't think it's saying texting and driving and getting in touch. Look, don't drive and call me on the phone. I don't like that. You're driving. Hey, mama, what you doing? And I said, what are you doing? Oh, I'm driving to so and so. Well, you better get off this phone and call me when you get there. How do you feel about driving and texting, Suelo?
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I see that. I don't like how that happens. I don't think that should be done. I do like how some of these phones nowadays, once you get in, you have the option to, put the phone in drive mode. So
Mhm.
therefore you won't be able to, receive texts or phone calls and things like that. Um, I don't care how old you are. I don't care how long you've been driving, texting and all that stuff while you driving. No, even FaceTime. You shouldn't be driving and doing FaceTime because it's a distraction. You know,
Distraction.
if you need to, send a text or whatever, go ahead and pull over. And I don't know if you realize, like here lately, Miss Judy, I've been sending the voice messages. I've been trying to get away from the texting because now I'm having too many messages to send, and I'm like, nope, you know what? Just let me go ahead and send this voice message real quick. It's faster, it's easier. And then at the same time, people can hear my voice and they can know if I'm actually okay or if something's wrong, because some people, you send that text and they'll call. I just want to hear your voice to make sure you're okay. And I hear
Mhm.
some people, I sent you a text. That didn't mean call me. I don't want you to call me. So I'll go ahead and send that voice message so everyone can hear my voice and know that I'm okay and everything's all right. But I just, I might be away from my phone, or I might be, it might be a week, it might be 2 weeks because of how life is happening. How the younger generation say now, life be lifing. you can
Yes,
still you can still send that message because your loved ones know how you talk to them. They
right.
know your characteristics. AI
Hmm.
don't know your characteristics. They don't know how you talk to your loved ones. So even if you do have to just leave that voice message and say, hey, mama, hey, TT or whoever, I'm doing good. I'll call you back and just give them, that little password or something that they know that is you, and let them know that
Hmm.
you're okay. And
Well,
still
how
you are
do- how how are the young people wanting to talk to you? Voicemail or still text. They prefer text.
Well,
Yeah,
it just depends.
and yeah, because they don't voicemail me. It's text. I wish now they'll FaceTime me, but not voicemail me. And I wish they would. But it's it's preference between the children and the parents. And that's where we're trying to get to a medium there where they will respect that we are afraid for them. And just pick up that phone and just take a minute just to call your mom, your dad, whoever you're living with. And so, what are some common misunderstandings that arise from these different styles? Misunderstandings often occur when parents misinterpret a child's tone or intent in digital messages. That's easy to do because
Hmm.
you can't tell their tone like you can if they call you, and you can tell if they're panicked. You can tell if they're uh you know not really telling the truth about where they are. You have a feeling because you know your child. But if
Hmm.
texting texting has no personality, it's just words, then you know.
Well, now I can say sometimes if the words are too short, then
Hmm.
I know something. If the
Okay.
conversation, if the words are, if it's not a complete sentence and it's just, one or two words, I'm like, okay, no, but we need to talk because there's something not right. You are not you. And then that's when the question comes in, who is this? Is this really you?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because
And
you
then
know
that's
how
I have to
you
hear the voice.
yeah, you know how your child, grandchild, whatever, you know how they talk with to you. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm.
Even in the text, I can tell when something's not right, and I'm like, okay, what's wrong? It's like nothing. I'm like, no, something's not right because you are too short. Those kids are not just short to the point, in one word. It's always a paragraph or at least three or four sentences or something.
And you're talking about your
I'm
daughter.
I'm
Mm.
just talking about it, basically anybody I run into. It's just
Oh,
I don't know. It's something about people just want to just tell their life story when they first meet me. I don't know, Miss Judy. It's
well, when we're talking about text, when I get texts from them, it's usually short. It's to the point. I'm over here at whoever's house. I'll be there. I'll be back. I'll be home for 7.
mhm.
That's one of no conversation.
Right, right.
Yeah, yeah. So, but I want a conversation, and I start to. I, well, I didn't already wrote that paragraph you're talking about to him before. So this, and that's when I get, Mama, you're doing too much.
Yeah.
That's what I get when I text. So they don't like it when I text them. So they'll call me so they can get the conversation over because they know I'll write a book in a text because that's just the way that I talk. And
Mm,
I agree with you because if they answer me too fast and stop, then I know something is wrong.
mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the next question is, how can parents encourage their children to express themselves more openly? Now, I say creating a safe space for open dialogue is essential. Parents can encourage expression by validating their child's feelings and experience. Now, this is a relationship. Now we're talking about a relationship, not texting. We're talking about how can I have a relationship during during this time, when everything is fast in a hurry and they're not talking about what they're into. They're quick, fast, just to just to give you enough so that you will, you know, move on. But
Mhm.
yeah, so to get a relationship with your child in this time, I'm talking about in this day and time, how can you change, you as a parent, change so that you can have a better relationship with your child?
Wow. Okay. I just saw this today, and I've been seeing this with this baby that I have in my life. Um, what I'm seeing is a lot of, and it's still being done. Do as I say. Do as I say. I'm the adult. I'm the adult. Do as I say. But these kids are watching. They're watching. And when they mock or they mimic what they see, there's a problem. That has been ever since I've been alive, that has been one of the main problems. And that is still what I'm seeing to this day. Of I told you don't do this, don't, because I'm the mama, I'm the daddy. I told you don't. But what the kids see the parents do is a totally different thing, and it's it's damaging. It's very, very damaging. I just witnessed that from I don't know how many kids today, ranging from the age of 3 to 11, all day today. It was back to back, and I was like, wow, yeah.
Okay, so you the question was how do parents encourage their children to express themselves more openly? And you're saying, well, it's according to how the parent is living. If they're not living right, are they not living? They're okay.
Uh,
So
uh, so basically, we have to heal before we can fix the problem. Until we realize that we are damaged and we are still doing those things, we can't fix it, because it's a self-reflection, looking at self on how can I form a bond with my child. How can I go ahead and start this communication thing? Because again, from what I've been seeing, like I said, and I've seen it all day today, it's nope, I'm your mama, I'm your daddy. Nope, you can't. No, you just listen. You listen. You sit back, and these kids are like, okay, well, now what?
okay, so now we have children that are in a new generation. They are growing up a certain way right now. Everything is fast, fast, in a hurry, and they're trying to fit in where where they can, but they think that they can do it without their parents. And so, what I'm saying is, how can the parent have a relationship in this day and time with the technology, with the digital world, with the difference in 2025 right now. So, and I'm thinking, okay, parents need to learn more about what's going on right now as far as the digital world, the uh, technology, and because it's not changing, it's not going to change anytime soon. So, but still require the respect to call, the respect to come home when you're told at the time that you're told. And there's some old school blended with some new school, and then we can meet in the middle here on some things. Some things I don't think that parents should give up.
Like whoopings.
Whoopings, whoopings.
I don't think they should give up whoopings. I think that should be something that parents should give, or whoopings, spankings, whatever you want to call them.
Okay, okay, okay. And is there a particular where it needs to be? Is a particular offense that says worse than another offense? And is it because you're afraid for that child's life and with whatever he's getting or she's getting a whooping for?
No, I wouldn't say afraid. I because that word is, I don't know, afraid and fear. I try not to use, no, but for direction. That's what the whoopings are for direction, to keep them on the right path, to let them know that there's consequences for any and everything that you do that's wrong. So if you choose wrong, you have to pay for whatever you do that's wrong.
Mm, okay. So, I mean, we both know, we both caught, excuse me, whippings when we were growing up, and we still it didn't kill us, but it made us stronger. Now, right now, it's so many rules against you chastising your child in a to a certain level. It's okay, it's permissible. But when you go over that, what about the people who might go over?
Miss Judy, honestly, I hadn't had a whooping since I was like 4 years old. Now, because I didn't really do anything to get in trouble like that, because I knew not to.
Hmm.
We had those looks, they gave you that look.
Yes.
They gave you that look, to sit down, to straighten up, to um
Respect.
and with me being a village parent, I'm gonna tell you, I'm the village parent that a lot of parents don't like. And I have that issue right now with one of the kids that I have. And it's because it's always Miss Swalo this, Miss Swalo and Miss Swalo. You can just say don't. And they're talking to me. You can just say don't, and that child is just gonna fall out and act like you just whooped them and just did it. And I can say don't, and they're just gonna keep on. I'm like, I don't I don't know. I've never had to how some of these parents say that they can't control their children, and I've never had that problem with other people's children. But I just really feel, and like I keep saying, they are little people. They are little people. They're not anything to be talked at. It's the way that they are talked at and not talked to. So again, that's why I keep saying something to you about your healing words book, because there's a lot of parents out there, they don't know about healing words, the words that they speak to their children. That's the reason why I love that you also do the generational turnaround, so I can tell these kids, you don't have to live the life that you have been subjected to. Let's go ahead and turn it around and understand God has a purpose for you. God has the final say. And those words might hurt. The situations might hurt, but they are there to mold you and make you who God called you to be. So that's why every time, like today, I was supposed to be leaving early and doing something. And that baby said, I want you. Well, basically, she told her mom, she said, Mom, I'm hungry. And yeah, I want a fully loaded baked potato. And Miss Suelo wants one too. And I looked and I was like, no, I'm leaving. She was like, no, like basically, I want you to eat with me. And I was like, okay, well, do you mind? She was like, no. I said, okay, I'm eating with baby today. So I ate with baby today. And again, there's people that they don't like the way that kids cling to me, but it's just the way I respect them as humans, and not just because they're little. It's not, I'm controlling. So yeah.
Well, you as a parent, when they're a certain age, the parents have to have some control. I mean, it's not an equal parent-child equation, because then when they get to a certain age, then they're going to believe that they're equal to the parents. What then?
Miss Judy, I just told that young lady that today her child is 7 or 8. I was listening. I was listening to everything she was saying. And I said, wow. I said, if you're going through that now, I
Hmm.
said, you're going to have so many problems in the next 2 to 3 years. And she's like, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I can't make her. And I said, what do you mean you can't make her? Yeah. Yeah.
What did that was that? What does that even mean? And I've heard that before, Swalo. Uh, I've heard parents just throw their hands up and, okay, well, what do you want? What do you want to do?
Yeah.
And they they drop out of school. They stop studying.
Mhm.
They stay on the computer, and that's their life.
Hmm. And this is the saddest part, because it's a simple fix. And I know we're running short on time here, but this is
Mm.
the one thing that I want everybody to listen. If I don't say anything else with the whole time I'm talking, the one thing that I know for a fact that these children want, they want time, they want attention, they want love, they want
Hmm.
guidance.
Yes.
That is what they want, because all of them, the one thing that they do get from Miss Suelo every time, when I go around kids, this thing right here, can you see it? Wait, yeah, this
Hmm.
cell phone right here. No, it stays away. It stays away.
Hmm.
When I pulled out my phone, baby looked at me today and she was like, Miss Wayla, what are you doing? I said, no, baby. I have to check something real quick. I said, my phone stays in my pocket. And it's because
Hmm.
every time I'm around the kids they have this. They have the
Hmm.
cell phone because the parents give it to them first. And the first thing those kids are doing is just tap, 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 because of the technology, because the parents are busy. What are you busy doing? What are you busy doing? Are you busy gossiping? Are you busy being in somebody else's business, instead of raising your children, instead of paying attention to your children, instead of nurturing your children? So when children get close to someone else, a lot
Hmm.
of parents want to get mad. Or
Who's
when
going to
these
pay
children
attention?
right? Or when these children go seek attention the wrong way,
Right.
and the first thing they want to say is, well, this man or this woman is taking advantage of my child. No, you didn't value your child, sir. You didn't value your
Mm,
child, ma'am. Value these children and stop blaming the world. That's all I have to say about this. Stop. I mean, because Miss Judy, I really wish that there were more parents like you and you like how you talking about, the healing words.
mhm,
Um, because if we had more parents that said the healing words, we wouldn't have the school shootings. We wouldn't have all of these things that's going on in the world. They're supposed to be trying to bring prayer back. I hope that they do, because a lot of parents don't even pray with their children. Um,
mm,
again, I'm working with some people that have been prostitutes their whole life, and that's all they know because that's what they were taught.
mhm,
About that. It's
mhm.
about love. It's about self-love. So let's do this generational turnaround. And
Yeah,
sometimes I do. I have to go to the hood. Sometimes I have to go to the slums of the slums just to tell people this is not how God wants you to live. God still loves you, Just because man told you this or because they want you to believe that you don't have a purpose, everyone has a purpose.
everyone has a purpose. When I wrote that book, Healing Words, speaking life into the generation, that's all they want is you to speak life, you to see them the value that they have, the value that they give. And if we don't start healing words, and healing words run deep, if they run, and soon as they leave your mouth, the receiver knows that you meant it.
Mm-hmm.
It's, it's, I just want these, this world to understand that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Can you do the same thing for your child? We are made in God's image. We are God. He is our Father. Now, can you do the same for your earthly child? That's a, that's something to think about.
You
We,
know,
we're losing these kids, Swelo.
there's a video that I saw on it was on Facebook last week. It was a woman. Something about she ran out of gas, so she called her best friend, and they were videoing. Did you see it? Um,
Yes.
she kept calling her son a B. You talking about you ain't nothing but a B. You ain't, and she just kept cussing him. And then when he I guess attacked her or something, and she got mad. But somebody they said a lot of people call CPS on her. Yeah.
Mm.
Did you see it?
No, no.
It was sad the way she talked to her kids. She called him everything but the child of God, Miss Judy.
Mm,
And
mm,
he was just sitting in the car. He was on his way to school, and he was just like, oh, I can't wait to get to school, but we ran out of gas. I just can't. And she was just, I mean, you ain't nothing but a B. I mean, and she was just, it was horrible. It was horrible.
see, see, this is exactly what healing words. That's why God gave me healing word. And I love forgiveness, connections. We've got to start saying the words in action. These words have got to be put into action. I want you all to go to my website. It's on the back, but it's generationalturnaround.com and get a copy of Healing Words for someone, you and someone else. These young people can read this They need to know where to start. And it's always going to start with the Word of God. It's always going to end with the Word of God. This book starts and ends with the foundation of God. So we are so happy that we had the opportunity to come back here on another day, that God gave us this one more day. And so we thank Him, and we have to do our part because God loves the children. Train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they are old, they will not depart from it. It is up to us. Okay. We can't blame the children because God put them for gave them to us to, I don't know. Suelo, what would you like to leave with everybody with?
Oh yes, this is a good one. Just be mindful of who you lay down with and have these children with. You know, you see the D boy in the street, pushing all the D in the street, rolling the Cadillacs or the Escalades with the 26s and the 30s and all this other stuff with the bang in the trunk. Just because it looks good, remember, when he's not in your life or when he's with one of his other mistresses or whatever, especially if you have a boy and you name that boy after him, you will treat him just like that man. You will say you are just like your daddy. You're not gonna be nothing. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to those children.
Mm-hmm.
Men, if you know that you feel that that woman is whatever you want to call her out of her name, don't lay down with her, because if you end up getting her pregnant, then guess what? You're gonna feel that those, especially if you have a little girl, you're gonna feel that those little girls are doing the same little things, or they got the same ways. So just be mindful about who we lay down with, because it may look good at that moment, but when all the fun is over with, when all the money is gone, and when the time is being served in prison, those kids are the one that's going to suffer. So
Amen.
it might, it looks good right now.
Real talk.
18, 20 years from now, the kids are going to suffer. The kids have to go and deal with a whole lot of stuff that the adults don't have to deal with now. So just be mindful who you reproduce with, who you lay down with.
In my book, Healing Words, I say the same thing and a little bit different, but make sure that that person that you spending time with, ask them if they have a vision. Ask them if there's, what do they want out of life? What are they going to do next? Because if they don't have a vision, what you see right at that moment, that's it. And and if you got a vision and you're hanging out with someone who has no vision, eventually they're gonna suck the vision out of you. So I pray that today was better than yesterday, but not as good as tomorrow. I pray that tomorrow will bring forth a double portion of blessing in the form of opportunity that you never saw coming, but God did. All right. Good night, everyone. See you
Right?
Sunday when Suelo and I will be on Generational Turnaround Show. And we'll be talking about this ability unplugged. Good night.
Good night. Y'all go get your family back. Love your kids. And don't let this world take your family from you anymore. How about that?
How about that?